Hey, want to skip those ads and get early access and bonus episodes of all Banana for Scale shows? Hop on over to truestory.fm/join and discover all the cool perks that come with being a member of the Banana for Scale family. Coming up on The Devil's Details, turns out the devil is a millennial. Revelation chapter 20. What does that mean? He likes avocado toast.
Mm-hmm. He's destroying the diamond industry.
And
the paper towel industry.
He has it so much better than his mother and father devil. And he's just ungrateful. No, that's absolutely not true. He has it much, much, much harder. Shut up, mom and dad devil.
Oh, sympathy for the devil.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, he can't afford his own condo. He has to go and live in the bottomless pit.
Yeah.
With 10 billion roommates.
That's the devil's problem. He has anxiety. Good morning, Star, and welcome to another episode of The Devil's Details, a show where we dig up, decipher, dissect, and deconstruct the many forms of the devil. One of my names is Lester Ryan Clark.
And I sometimes go by Keenan Diaz.
And we're just two lost souls hitchhiking down the highway to hell. And yeah, folks, welcome back. We are on chapter 20 of Revelation, and folks, this is the chapter that has caused more theological arguments than maybe any other chapter in the entire Bible. This is where we get the 1,000-year reign, the millennium, and depending on which Christian denomination you ask, you're going to get wildly different interpretations of what that means. We got pre-millennialists, post-millennialists, amillennialists, Zennialists. And they have been fighting about this for literally centuries.
Yeah, infighting and leaving the boomers and the zoomers out of it. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Which they should all really team up against the boomers. Who still have a death grip on this world. They want to be here for the end time so bad that they're trying to make it happen before they shuffle off.
That's right.
Yeah. But yeah, we're also going to see Satan get bound, then released. Apparently he's into that.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you're saying that. There's a lot of chains and whips and locks and binding in this chapter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're not just being chained or using chains; they're wearing chains.
Yes.
And it's a fashion choice for sure.
His safety word is 666. Yeah. But then he's going to finally get thrown into the lake of fire for good, and we are going to get the final judgment scene with the book of life and the second death. And folks, it is a lot. So without further ado, let's get into it. This is Revelation chapter 20. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil, and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that he must be loosed a little season. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Jesus, and for the word of God, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads, or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Christ 1,000 years. But the rest of the dead lived not again, until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection. Blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection. On such the second death hath no power, but they shall be priests of God and of Christ, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. And they went up on the breadth of the earth, and compassed the camp of the saints about, and the beloved city. And fire came down from God out of heaven, and devoured them. And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night for ever and ever. And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God. And the books were opened, and another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them. And they were judged every man according to their works. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. Okay.
Yeah. Sounds pretty simple to me. I don't see what people are arguing about. It's
Pretty
very clear.
simple, yeah.
No, I am being facetious. I don't know what.
Yes.
As we've got 3 chapters left after last week, I was like, okay, we're going to just wrap this up. I get this now. Lester's explained it to me, and now this one, I have no idea what's going on again.
Yeah. This one is it's hard to interpret it any other way than how most people have been interpreting it. Yeah.
But even then, but you see why people would jump to like, oh, that must mean something else beyond what it's actually saying, the literal 1,000 years, etc. Yeah. And Lester does a great job with these readings, as a lot of our listeners say. But he has to read sentences that start in the past tense and then go into the present tense and then go into the future tense, and that's not easy. So. And
just the natural rhythm of I don't want to say modern English, like modern English, current modern English.
Good English.
But no, just the rhythm has changed so much to where it's like I'm walking up a flight of stairs and there's an extra step. And it's like, and the eggs, and the chickens, and the geese.
Well, no, but it'd be like the chickens were because the geese are, and the eggs shall be.
Yes.
And again, I read the literal version as well as the King James, so that's in the literal version as well. So good King James is trying his best.
Yeah. So it's not, we can't blame King James for this.
For this one, yeah.
Yeah, we can blame him for quite a bit of other stuff, but not this.
Right.
But okay, so let's look at this chapter in particular. So in the popular end times theology, chapter 20 is the chronological sequence of events after Jesus returns. He's defeated the beast and the false prophet in chapter 19, and now Satan gets locked up in the bottomless pit for 1,000 literal years, 1,000. During this millennium, Jesus reigns on earth with the martyrs and the saints who were resurrected. This is the first resurrection. Everyone else is still dead. Right? And then after 1,000 years, Satan gets released for, quote, a little season, and immediately goes back to his old tricks, gathering the nations, Gog and Magog, which, okay, I guess we got to kind of explain what these are. I still kind of don't know. I've been researching. I still don't know. And apparently nobody does. It's been debated whether or not they were actual nations or this is like shorthand for meaning like a big nation or something like that.
Yeah, like everybody.
Everybody, right? So like the word Magog in Hebrew probably constructed as Ma plus Gog, where Ma is a Hebrew prefix meaning like the land of or the place of. Right. So Magog literally just means the land of Gog.
Yes.
But then Gog itself is equally cryptic. Like we don't have a clear historical nation or king named Gog that Ezekiel was obviously referencing. You have the Gigs of Lydia, right? 7th century BC Lydian king whose name in Akkadian was Gugu. He could be talking about that guy. And Gugu in Akkadian meant darkness.
So Gog might be Gugu?
Yes. Gog might be from the Gigs of Lydia, whose king was Gugu, right? In Genesis 10, Table of Nations, Magog appears as a grandson of Noah, listed alongside other names like Gomer, Madai, Yavan, Tubal, and Meshech. I think Meshech. Yeah, Meshech. Most of these names do correspond to actual ancient peoples. Gomer is the Cimmerians, Madai is the Medes, Yavan is the Greeks, and Tubai and Meshech are real Anatolian peoples mentioned in Assyrian records. So Magog is in a list of real ethnonyms.
Okay.
Which suggests it may have referred to real people, or not. Or it could be the same thing that John is doing, when he says Babylon when he's talking about Rome.
Yes.
The whore of Babylon is the whore of Rome because Rome is Babylon.
Yeah.
And Gog and Magog are not Gog and Magog.
Gog might have been a bad person that Ezekiel was writing about, and so his country, which is the land of Gog, Magog, might have been bad because Gog is bad, or vice versa, where the land might be blasphemed as bad because Gog is bad.
Right.
Yeah, and maybe neither of them existed. I did see that in some Tales of Alexander the Great from medieval time, they were Goth and Magothi.
Oh.
So Gog and Magog. So,
there we go.
So I guess we just, we had fun, didn't we?
Yes.
But okay, so whatever this is, like here we're using it to mean like another country or all the countries. I don't understand why it wouldn't be just saying Babylon again.
Right, Babylon, or just like all the nations, or you know.
Yeah, why do we benefit from bringing Gog and Magog into this in chapter 19th? And I don't know.
I'm sorry, like they just sound like two fantasy characters.
Yeah,
like two like monsters that you team up with to go kill Kefka or something.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. And then Gog Magog, as one name, is a British giant who used to stalk Cornwall and in like the 12th century.
Oh, see, that's what I mean. Like that.
But it's one person.
Okay, Gog Magog.
Gog Magog.
Well, that's how Ferguson comes about, and Anderson and all of the things' son, because it's like I am Fergus's son. So Gog Magog.
Gog is Magog's
Yep.
person. Or vice versa.
Yep. So now you know. So anybody out there named Gog or Magog, now you know where that comes from. Actually, no, you don't.
No, you don't.
You're welcome.
I was trying to figure out how to help out. I could like pose a helpful question like, Uncle Lester, what's Gog and Magog? or whether it'd be better as Gollum to me. Habits, what's Gog and Magog? So whichever one you think is easier for you to answer.
You boil them, mash them, stick them in the Bible. Gog, Magog. There we go. Now somebody auto-tune that. No, don't.
Yeah. So, I'm going to... I don't think it's being blasphemous because you don't really know who Gog and Magog are. So I'm going to just translate or what they are, right? So I'm choosing to translate this as... what's his name and wherever he's from. Yeah. So we're at war with what's his name and wherever he's from.
Actually, yeah, that might be this might be this mysterious thing that historians and scholars are puzzling over, and linguists as well, might be the equivalent of what's his face. Those guys over there. You know, the Gog and the Magog.
Yeah, my professor used to call us when he couldn't remember our names, Monkey Boy.
What?
So everyone is Monkey Boy.
Hang on. This is an entirely new conversation. Is your professor still working?
No.
Okay. Jesus
but
Christ.
If like he was talking about you to me and he couldn't remember your name, he like, and how's Monkey Boy?
I guess we're all Monkey Boys, yeah.
Yeah, everyone's Monkey Boy.
Yeah. Jesus. Oh my God. Oh my God. No, it's oh my God. Yeah. Anyway, okay, gosh. Okay, let's move past this.
Okay.
But yeah. So gathering all the nations, Gog and Magog. Gosh, Gog Magog.
And to be clear, these are Satan's buddies.
Yes.
So we can make fun of them. They're not good people.
If you can't tell.
These are bad guys.
They should have, Pain and Panic are good names.
Yeah.
But Gog and Magog? Honestly. Yeah. But gathering them together, for one final battle against God's people. But fire comes down from heaven and devours them, and Satan gets thrown into the lake of fire where the beast and the false prophet already are. That's kind of weird.
Yep.
So Satan's not there, but the beast and the false prophet are already there. Okay. And they're all tormented forever. Right? Okay. All right. So then we get the great white throne of judgment. Why has it got to be white? I don't know. But judgment. Okay. Yeah. That tracks. So judgy. But okay. Yeah. Great white throne of judgment where everyone who has ever lived gets resurrected. This is the second resurrection, and they're judged based on what's written in the books. If your name is in the book of life, you're good. If not, you get thrown into the lake of fire, which is the second death.
Yes, you've been resurrected to get punished anew. Like maybe you have died before, and you've been in not quite. I was going to say purgatory, but that's another concept and all that. But you've been in limbo, which is another concept. You've been where have you been?
Yeah, where have you been?
You've just been dead, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. All right.
Yeah. And so you're being revived from that death in order to be judged and hurt even more, punished even more forever and ever.
Yep. Or it says this is the second death. So it says, like literal translation, it says that the dragon, the beast, and the false prophet are thrown into the lake of fire to be tortured forever and ever. Amen. Right. But everyone who is not in the book of life is also thrown into the lake of fire, which is the second death. Now, I'm assuming that most people are assuming that means that they're also tortured forever and ever. Amen.
Yep, that's how I read it.
But could this just mean like oblivion?
with fire.
Well, yes, but not forever and ever.
But again, yeah, there is an abyss in the Book of Revelation, and there is a lake of fire. So these are two different places. So we're not putting them back into nothingness. We're specifically putting them in a place with fire and sulfur.
Yeah. But remember, we were talking last week about how fire could be. Well, I guess we got to wait for the scholarly interpretation for this. But like the idea that like fire just equals like we're completely obliterating this thing. You know.
Which is different from the void.
Yeah.
Being in the void versus not existing.
Well, because when they describe our description of the void, I think has been colored by like centuries of stuff. I think when they say the void, it could be like, it could have nothing to do, like when they say the abyss, it could have nothing to do with like non-existence. It could just be a deep, dark pit where, all the monsters are just down there playing Uno.
That's as bad as a lake of fire?
No, I'm not saying that's as bad. I'm just saying we've attributed characteristics to both the abyss and to the lake of fire. And I'm saying that if we read this literally, and this is before we even get to the scholarly interpretation, but if we just take this literally, I think we attributed oblivion, just not existing, to the wrong place.
Okay.
I think it fits more, just the way I'm reading it, to this lake of fire, because then something is dead, gone, kaput, it's like burned up, it's completely erased, versus the abyss, which could literally just mean a pit, where you throw something into a pit, it's still down there. It still exists.
Yeah, so I don't know, are you trying to, so the lake of fire, they're tormented forever and ever.
The beast and the dragon and the false prophet.
Right. You just don't want the other people to be tormented forever and ever.
Well, I'm just saying, like, it doesn't necessarily say that they're tormented forever and ever.
It does not say that.
Yeah. It just says that's the second death. So I'm wondering, and it also, like, maybe we were wrong about the other thing, because it says all the people that were in hell came out of hell to be judged. It doesn't say all the people that were in the lake of fire. So now it seems to be differentiating between hell and the lake of fire.
Oh, good.
Well, no, what I'm saying is,
you're right.
But do you see what I mean? So it's like, so it could be that, okay, you're judged, you're not in the book of life, too bad, so sad. You get thrown into the lake you don't go back to hell.
You do not know.
You go into the lake of fire, which is the second death, which, what if that just means like, poof, you're gone, and not suffering forever and ever?
Well, okay, I guess I'm assuming that it has the same rules that basically, like, if one thing goes in and is tormented forever and ever, then another thing should go in and get tormented forever and ever.
But the we're not going to, so we're kind of like assuming that we're going to get the same treatment as the Great Red Dragon.
I don't see why not. You're throwing him into a giant.
He's the Great Red Dragon. He's the origin of all of this. He's
you are. I think you are trying to find God being nice here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think if you want that, I don't think you need to look at Revelation.
Yeah, actually, this is not. Oh, God, I feel bad for the lawyer who's got this case. I was but yeah, this is all very literal. It's very sequential. It's very like, oh, this is exactly how the end of the world is going to happen. And yeah, folks, people have built entire theological systems. We just tried to do one around this, and also whether Jesus comes back before the millennium, that's pre-millennialism, or after the millennium, that's post-millennialism. That's hard to say. Post-millennialism. Yeah. Or whether the millennium isn't even a literal 1,000 years, but a symbolic representation of the church, right? That's amillennialism. Right? And honestly, I think they're all missing the point. So let's talk about what John is actually doing here, because this chapter is not a chronological roadmap of future events, as we have said many and many a time before. It is apocalyptic literature. And apocalyptic literature doesn't work like that. It's symbolic. It's cyclical. It's using numbers and images to convey theological truths, not give us a timeline. So verse 1, right? I saw an angel come down from heaven having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand, right? So an angel, not Jesus, not God, just an angel. And he's got the key to the abyss and a chain, and he's going to bind Satan. And folks, the fact that it's just an angel doing this tells us something. Satan isn't this all-powerful cosmic force that requires God himself to defeat him. An angel can handle it. Quote, and he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. Okay, so John uses 4 names here: the dragon, the serpent, the devil, and Satan. He is piling them on, making sure we know exactly who we're talking about. This is the ultimate enemy. This is the deceiver, the accuser. He is getting bound for, quote, 1,000 years. Now, is this a literal 1,000 years? Folks, I don't think so. The number 1,000 in apocalyptic literature represents completeness, fullness, a divinely appointed period of time, right? It's 10 times 10 times 10, right? 10 being, the number of completeness. So 1,000 years is John's way of saying a complete and perfect period of time as long as God wants it to be. Right? And what happens during this time? Satan is prevented from deceiving the nations. He can't do his thing. He is locked up. And then we get verse 4, right? Quote, and I saw thrones, and they sat upon, and they sat upon them.
Yep.
And judgment was given unto them. Okay. Because thrones is a rank of angel, but it's also a throne.
I think this is a throne, yeah.
But who's they then?
All right, let's see. Did they cast him? They saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them.
Judgment was given unto them, meaning the power of judgment or judgment? One word could fix this, John. And I saw thrones, and they that sat upon them.
Then I saw some thrones and people sitting on them. These were the ones who had been given the power to judge.
Well. We're almost done with Revelation. Have we made a mistake reading the King James Version?
Oh, well, that's the pretty one.
Yeah, that is. Yeah. Okay. All right. Mm-hmm.
Well, but that's what people have built their whole lives on, is that version. And then
is that version, right. But yeah, and I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Jesus and for the word of God, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Christ 1,000 years. So the martyrs. Right, these are the martyrs. The martyrs are reigning with Christ, the people who were killed for refusing to worship the beast, right? And people who stayed faithful even when it cost them their lives, right? They're vindicated. They are reigning, right? Mm-hmm. And folks, I think this is John's way of saying to his community, you might die, you might be executed, Rome might kill you, but that's not the end. You're going to reign with Christ. Your faithfulness matters. Your witness matters. Death is not defeat. This, quote, this is the first resurrection, right? The martyrs are raised to life and reign with Christ, right? They're priests of God, and, quote, on such the second death hath no power. So the second death, right? Well, we're gonna get to that. But the point is, the martyrs are beyond its reach. They've already conquered death by being faithful unto death. Okay, so now we got verse 7. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. Folks, this is the part that always confused me when I first read it. Why would God release Satan? Why let him out to cause more trouble?
Yeah, why would God release Satan? Why let him out to cause more trouble?
This is the problem of evil right here, right? Mm-hmm. But I think what John is saying here is that evil is persistent. Deception is persistent. You can defeat one empire, one beast, one manifestation of oppression, but unless the root is dealt with, it's going to come back. Satan being released is John's way of saying there's going to be another empire, another beast, another Rome, another cycle of deception and oppression, right? Quote, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. So, okay, Gog and Magog. These names come from Ezekiel 38 and 39, where they represent the ultimate enemies of God's people, the final assault. John is using them here to represent all the nations, the four corners of the earth, everyone who has been deceived by Satan. And they surround the, quote, camp of the saints and the, quote, beloved city, God's people, right? They're going to destroy them. They're going to finally win. And then, quote, fire came down from God out of heaven and devoured them. All right? So it's over, just like that. They don't even get close. God's people don't have to fight. Fire from heaven just wipes them out. And then, verse 10, quote, and the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. This is it. This is the final defeat of Satan. Not just bound, not just locked up, but permanently, eternally defeated, cast into the lake of fire with the beast and the false prophet. And folks, the lake of fire in Revelation represents total, permanent destruction. It's the second death. It's not torture. It's not God gleefully tormenting people for eternity, though I know that's, how it gets interpreted. It's the complete and final end of evil.
Okay, but why not just do that the first time? Why release him and then have, even if it's not a literal 1,000 years, it's some measure of time where Satan is loosed for a little season?
Yeah. I think we still keep on reading it, like we can't help read it literally in even when we're looking at the coded language that John is using.
Mm-hmm.
I think what he's meaning is, like, God has nothing to do with this. I think what he's saying is empires rise and fall, and he's using God releasing the dragon as a metaphor for, it's almost like you're saying the world is going to make a new Caesar, right? And then that Caesar is going to be killed, and that empire is going to fall. So it's like the dragon gets bound, but eventually a new Caesar is gonna pop up, or quote unquote be released from his chains.
Okay.
So we're working metaphorically here, saying like like this empire and this empire have nothing to do with each other, but if we look at it like if we zoom out, it's like, oh, it's almost like it's the same empire, and it just keeps on like popping up again. So it keeps on getting out of its prison.
Okay, but then eventually it will not.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it is hard to, even within, even if we're accepting it as coded, like the weird things John does with his language, he's quoting Ezekiel and the old prophets, but then he's also like, at this point, reincorporating things from the beginning of his book in Revelation. So this angel that come down from heaven, he has the key to the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand, but in chapter 1, Jesus says that Jesus has the keys of hell and death.
Yeah.
So it's hard to to let go and to say here, like, well, this angel is not God. It's just an angel. It's just a minor angel.
I want to know. I'm curious, like especially with this chapter. I'm curious how John actually perceives God. Could it be that he is perceiving God as less of a character than even we are? And he is like, if you swap out, like if you take all of Revelation and what is it, Control F?
Control Find, yeah.
Yeah. And swap out God for time or destiny or nature or fate. And then we read it and see it's like, fate loosed the devil again, and the devil was wreaking havoc, but, eventually, the devil's own fate is to, shoot himself in the foot and die of his own destructive nature. But then as fate would have it, another dragon shows up. Like, if we read it that way and take the word God out of it and talk about it like in that way, then it seems to be closer to what John is trying to say, which makes me wonder. Like you had this question in our Paradise Lost season, Keenan, but you asked, and you were hesitant to ask it because it, like on the surface, it sounded kind of like a silly question, but I don't think it was. But you asked, how religious is Milton? The author of Paradise Lost,
right?
And we kind of concluded, it's like, well, he's kind of like playing with the theology, the Christian theology. He's like he's taking all the names of the places and the characters, and he's like building his own epic, like the Iliad or the what's the other one?
Odyssey.
The Odyssey, right? the Magagacy, right? But now I'm looking at Revelation in this way, and I'm wondering, how religious is John? Is he super religious and like whenever he mentions God, he's talking about literal God, Yahweh, or is he using apocalyptic literature and talking about like the rise and fall of empires and using it in a language that his readers will understand, and we can just kind of like swap out the word God for time or fate or destiny or something.
Okay.
I wonder. And then, fast forward 2,000 years and, the evangelicals pick this up and God seems like a smiting, trigger-happy old man who just wants to throw everybody into a lake of fire. Right. I don't know. Yeah. This is raising more questions than answers. But yeah, that's just kind of like my take combined with what I'm seeing, scholars and cultural historians have found that this lake of fire just actually means like destruction. And rather than like eternal torture. But then, we get the great white throne of judgment, right? And I saw a great white throne and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them, right? So the old heaven and earth flee away. This is the end of the old creation. Everything is being made new. Right? And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God, and the books were opened, and another book was opened, which is the book of life, and the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works. So everyone is judged, small and great, right? And they're judged, quote, according to their works, not according to whether they said the right prayer or believed the right theology, right? But according to what they did, how they lived, how they treated others. Right, and there's two sets of books, right? The books that record everyone's deeds, and the book of life. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. Right. And folks, here's what I think John is saying. The final judgment isn't arbitrary. It's not God randomly deciding who gets in and who doesn't. It's based on how people lived. Did they worship the beast? Did they participate in empire's violence? Did they take the quote unquote mark? Or did they stay faithful? Did they live righteously? Did they refuse to participate in the system, right? The book of life contains the names of the faithful, those people who chose God over empire, or you could say love over violence, right? Truth over deception, right? And, quote, death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. So death itself is destroyed. Hell, or Hades, right, the realm of the dead, is destroyed. The old order, the order of death and violence and empire, is all gone, cast into the lake of fire. Not the death of the body, right? That's the death that everyone experiences. The second death is permanent, final end of everything that opposes God. So I like that interpretation. The idea that like it's almost like the hell that we created on earth is cast into the lake of fire. Like evil is cast into the lake of fire.
Yeah. So then you can see how if we're now transferring hell from one bag of holding into the lake of fire as another bag of holding, like why we now potentially read hell as fiery and Hades and hell, which have not been fiery before, and not necessarily even like in the ground somewhere, like a lake of fire saying it's in the ground. I think it's sort of implied there, right? And now we're putting all that in there, and so it's all getting mismatched together as one. Thanks, John.
Well, but like I think that's how it's interpreted is like, okay, now the land of the dead, where, people who don't get into the heaven club is on fire because it's in the lake of fire, right? I think that's the popular interpretation. But I think what John is saying, based on these scholars, is the land of the dead is no more. It's empty. Right. It's like it's gone. We don't need
need
it
to die anymore. Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So,
but I think it's interesting. Like this one line, we might have found it where John is taking the Greek version of the afterlife and the Jewish version of the afterlife, and in throwing them into a lake of fire. If he is saying like we don't need them anymore, that is how we are coming out the other end and saying like, okay, this is all hell now. That's all together.
Right.
Mismatched together. Yeah.
Yeah. That is so fascinating because like what he's trying to say, if I'm understanding this correctly, is like God basically took like every culture's idea of the land of the dead, right? So it's almost like people from it's almost like Don is saying, oh, what about Sheol? Nope, crumple that up and toss that in the bin. It's like, oh, what about Hades? Oh, nope, crumple that up and toss it in the bin, right?
Right.
What about the bin? Well, the bin is not. And this is Jesus. He puts his he does the face palm. He's like, no, just forget about like the bin is a metaphor. It's not there. It's gone. Burn it up. Oh, right. So it's fiery. No, it's gone.
Yeah, and I don't know how familiar he would have been with the Egyptian religion, but there's a lake of fire there as well. But it's not one that you stay in; it's one you pass through.
Yes.
So I don't know if he's using that terminology. I wasn't able to find that link anywhere. Like if that's the idea, like we instead of going into the lake of fire, we're passing it through the lake of fire, and on the other end, in our version, there is nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, because everything is all burned up.
Yeah, not even for the birds to eat.
Exactly, right? Because that part is done as well. That's like
right.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to find it before our next episode. But there was this guy on TikTok talking about, I guess, the modern. So this is not what the ancient Hebrews thought, but the modern Jewish idea of hell, and he uses the word Hinnom, and he talks about it as not eternal and also not punishment, but purification before you can get into heaven. So you have like he what does he talk about? He compares it to it's like you're a coin or a piece of jewelry that's gotten a little bit tarnished or something like that, and you need to be purified. And like every little sin is like a little bit of a little bit of tarnish or a little bit of dirt or something like that, right? And you have to like pass through the fire to get purified, and then you're in heaven. So it's not torture; it's more like a cleansing thing.
I saw something similar that I didn't quite understand, and maybe now based on what you've said, this might help here. So, this is about this lake of fire symbolism. The Greek words for torment or tormented are something like, I can't read Greek. Bavalga. Basanos. But anyways, that's been translated from Greek into torment or torment in relation to this lake of fire. But originally, the Greek meaning is proving actual gold and silver coins. So actually testing real silver coins and to see like has it survived our test to see if it's going to be a true coin or not. So like a crucible situation where you're kind of like burning all of the impurities out of it. By actually like putting it onto a stone and then testing it, and that's where our ideas of our words rather torment and tormentor come from. Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, so see, the more we look into this, like every angle you look at it from, the whole idea of like punishment for punishment's sake, forever and ever, like just like torture, is not in it. It's either, this is the place, it's either we're throwing Hades away because we don't need it, because people don't have to die anymore, or people are consigned to oblivion, like just poofed on, or they're being thrown into a purifying fire, where in the Bible, and this is the place where people supposedly get the idea of hell from. Right. And in our version of hell, you're not down there to prove yourself or to come out the other side as a new person. You're there to be, to stay there punished. Forever and to be punished. Yeah. So if this is like ground zero for like fire and brimstone, eternal punishment because you were bad, if this book is where people are extracting that from and interpreting that from, then it is objectively wrong. It had to have been modified by priests and theologians later on, but it's not here. That just blows my mind. And we're not even talking about the metaphorical like empires rising and falling and the concept of evil being defeated, hell being thrown into hell. Like we're just talking about like if we're going to take this 100% literally and there's going to be a lake of fire, it's still not the hell that we're thinking of. Right. That's I don't know. Am I supposed to feel good about that? Like, I don't know, did we crack it? Was it all worth it? You know what? I think it's in the journey, Keenan. Maybe hell is the friends we made along the way. All right. All that was nice and fun, but what does this mean for us? I think this chapter is John's way of saying, yes, evil is persistent, right? It's going to get out again, right? Yes, empire keeps coming back. Yes, we're going to defeat one beast and then another one is going to rise. We're going to think we've won and then Satan gets released and we're back in it again. But the final victory is assured. Satan will be defeated. And again, remember, Satan just means, adversary, enemy, right? Adversity, yeah, right? So empire will fall. Death itself will be destroyed, right? And in the meantime, we're called to be faithful, to refuse the mark of the beast, to not worship the empire, to keep witnessing even when it costs us everything, because the martyrs reign with Christ. The faithful are in the book of life, and the second death has no power over them. And folks, I think about this right now in 2026, watching, what's happening with ICE, with the detention centers, with the families being destroyed. And it feels like we're in one of those cycles. We defeat one manifestation of evil and another one rises, right? Every day, I look at the news and I'm like, oh, okay, here's the new beast. Here's the new, dragon. Here's the next. Here's the seventh head, right, and the 10th horn, right? We think, we're making, but then I see good news. It's like, this is impeachment, or look what the Supreme Court did, or look what the Pope said, look what and I'm like.
maybe this will be the thing, and he's got a bruise on his hand. Ooh, what does that mean? But then, then the next day something bad happens, right? So, we think we're making progress and then, we slide backwards. But John's message is don't give up. Don't lose hope. Don't start worshiping the beast just because it looks like the beast is winning, right? The 1,000-year reign isn't some, far off future event. It's the reality that Christ is already reigning, that the martyrs are already vindicated, that death and empire don't have the final word. And yeah, Satan gets released. Yes, evil keeps coming back, but every time it's defeated. Every time fire comes down from heaven, every time the lake of fire gets fuller. First the beast, then the false prophet, then Satan himself, and then death and hell. Evil is being systematically destroyed. It might not feel like it. It might feel like we're losing, but the trajectory is clear. And the final judgment, folks, I think that's a word of hope too, because we're judged according to our works, according to how we lived, according to whether we stayed faithful, whether we refused to participate in empire's violence, whether we kept our humanity when the beast demanded that we surrender it. Did we visit the imprisoned? Did we welcome the stranger? Did we feed the hungry? Did we refuse to take the mark? That's what matters. That's what gets written in those books. That's what determines whose name is in the book of life. So keep doing the work, keep resisting, keep refusing, keep being faithful, whatever religion you are, or if you have no religion, right? Because I honestly don't think this is about religion. But I do think Satan is already defeated. The lake of fire is already prepared. Death is already doomed. We just got to hold on until the end. And folks, the end is assured. But on that note, what did we think of this chapter?
We'll have to come back to some ideas at some other point. I mean, this is one chapter in one book. There's 15 verses, and so much of Christian denominations have split over this, and I'm not really sure that I understand those parts of it. But everyone's interpretations. But yeah, doing a close reading of these last two chapters particularly has been important. I think of seeing where we get our ideas of hell, the devil.
It's
where he is now. What's going on? Yeah.
Where are they now? Right? Well, I've opened a fast food chain down in hell. It's called Gog Magog.
Gog Magog's chicken.
You want that with 7 heads and 10 horns, or?
I'd like a 20-piece chicken McGoggies.
Yeah. Every time somebody orders that, we got to ring the bell.
That's hell. That's hell.
Yeah. It's uplifting. It's fascinating, and it's also maddening how, we're reading this now. We're like you said, we're closely reading this, and it doesn't seem to be about the hell, that we've come to know and fear and threaten people with, and wish people went to, and all these depictions, the fear of hell and the idea of the devil and what he can do to you and what's going to happen to you down in hell has shaped so much of Christian, I'll say human culture.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Because of the way, Christianity has violently kind of insinuated itself all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
People have turned away from religion because of this possibly incorrect idea about hell.
Mm-hmm.
Because they just couldn't accept it because it is unacceptable. It's
mm-hmm.
Oh wait, God loves me and more than anything, more than I can understand, but He will throw me into a fiery pit and torture me forever if I eat meat on Friday or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then they leave the religion not even knowing, or I guess caring at that point, that that was a misinterpretation of this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Leave it to humans to wreck a holy message, throughout the centuries, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, I want there's got to be a least corrupted religion in the world. You know what I mean? A religion that has had the least amount of hands on it. The least amount of chefs in the kitchen. You know what I mean?
Well, then that the newest world religion,
I guess.
Sikhism. So be a Sikh.
Oh yeah. But is that based off of something previous? Is it built upon something else?
Oh, I think just tangentially. I think it's quite different as far as I understand it from Islam, but yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Well, we'll have to take a look at that at some point. Yeah.
Yeah, that's only, let's see here, it's only 500 years old.
Oh, geez, so there you go. That's a baby. It's hanging out at the religion convention, and it's just like all the other religions is like, look at this, this what do they call it? Greenhorn? Is that
yeah. Whippersnappers.
There's when I was back in my day, sinners were punished with fire and brimstone, and we liked it. Yeah. Okay. Might have to take a look at that one.
Sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited because we're getting to the end here, folks. And I've already got our next season planned out. We're going to be looking at Mark Twain and his relationship with Satan, which is refreshing and new and interesting and different.
A lot funnier than what we've got.
A lot funnier, yeah. which scares me actually, because like, how can we make jokes on top of jokes? Like,
just make fun of his mustache.
But there we go. That's it. Yeah. My favorite joke of Ian's. He's like, you know what Mark Twain said? I'm Mark Twain. He's probably not wrong.
Probably, yeah.
He's probably said that at one point. It would be, I'm Sam Clemens. Who? Mark Twain. Oh. But no, I'm excited. We're going to get... this is it, folks. It's the last 2 chapters. Next week and the week after. And then, yeah, again, probably another short break as we read... what is it going to be? It's going to be The Mysterious Stranger by Mark Twain. But I can't decide whether or not, Keenan, I want you to see the little film based on this first or not, because it's not even an entire film. It's like a little scene from a claymation thing. And I think,
I should see that Adventures of Mark Twain claymation. Yeah.
Do you know the clip I'm talking about?
No, not this one.
Oh, good. Okay. I think because we were debating about this before. It's like, what do you consume first, right? The movie or the book, or the thing, like chronologically or whatever. I think it would serve us best if you saw that little clip first,
okay,
and then we read the book. Because I think if we did it in the other order, it would, like, it's so different. You'd be like, hey, this isn't like the book at all. But I think, yeah, you got to appreciate just the that little clip. We won't even watch the full thing, just that little clip, and then maybe like as a bonus we'll watch the whole thing.
Yeah. All right. I'm looking forward to some batshit crazy stuff.
Oh, yes. But yeah, that's for our next season, folks. I can't wait. But for now, this has been another episode of The Devil's Details. I've been Lester Ryan Clark. You can summon me on all the socials as Lester Ryan Clark.
And I've been Keenan Diaz, and you can invoke me on Letterboxd and Instagram as Howdy Keenan.
Yeah, find more of our shows and other really cool podcasts at truestory.fm, or you can drop us a message at Banana for Scale Mail. That's MAIL @gmail.com. We got our Facebook listener group, Banana for Scale. That's community for all of our shows, including this one. It's a private group, but just request to join and we'll let you into the infernal family. If you want more, consider joining us at truestory.fm/join and look for Banana for Scale. That's us. You get bonus episodes of all our shows, access to our Discord, and you get your episodes a week early and ad-free. Pretty cool. Just $5. Wouldst thou like to live deliciously? We're not even asking for your souls. Just give us a 5 pentagram rating on iTunes or Spotify or wherever you listen to our show. That and sharing the show by word of mouth or on social media is going to help our little podcast grow and find more cool people like you. All right, folks. Until next week, love and hisses. Mwah.